Have you ever wondered how the mighty Zeus came into existence? This tale begins with his parents, the Titans Cronus and Rhea. The Titans were the rulers of the cosmos before the gods, and Cronus, fearing a prophecy that his own children would overthrow him, consumed each one as they were born. But when Zeus was born, Rhea, his mother, could not bear to lose another child. In a desperate bid to save her infant son, Rhea hatched a plan. She swaddled a stone, disguising it as a newborn, and presented it to Cronus. Blinded by his desperation to thwart the prophecy, Cronus swallowed the stone, oblivious to the ruse. Meanwhile, Rhea whisked the real Zeus away to a distant island, Crete, where she knew he would be safe from his father's cruel appetite. Hidden away in a cave on Mount Ida, Zeus was cared for and nurtured by the divine goat Amalthea and a troop of protective nymphs. It was here, far from his father's reach, that Zeus transformed from a vulnerable infant into a formidable god. His hideaway was a haven of safety, where the future ruler of gods and men could grow and thrive undisturbed. As Zeus grew older, his strength and power grew with him, nurtured by the nurturing nymphs and the divine goat Amalthea. Despite his secluded upbringing, he was not oblivious to his destiny. Zeus knew he was meant for more than a quiet life on Crete. He was destined to challenge his father, to fulfill the prophecy Cronus so feared. And so the young god was saved, tucked away safely on Crete, ready for the next chapter in his life. Little did Cronus know that the son he thought he had swallowed was growing stronger by the day, preparing for the moment when he would return to claim his rightful place as the ruler of gods and men. Growing up hidden away, Zeus was nurtured and guided by the nymphs of Crete. These divine spirits of nature, with their inherent wisdom, shaped the young god's character and prepared him for the trials ahead. Zeus spent his childhood in the company of these nymphs and the creatures of the island, learning about the world, the cosmos, and the balance of power. In the heart of Crete, Zeus was free from the clutches of his father, Cronus, and the Titans. He grew strong, both physically and mentally. His days were filled with lessons of justice, wisdom, and leadership. The nymphs instilled in him a strong sense of justice, a trait that would become the cornerstone of his reign. Zeus was not just a quick learner. He was a born leader. His charisma, strength, and sense of fairness made him a respected figure among the creatures of Crete. As he grew, so did his ambition. He knew he was destined for more than a life in hiding. He knew he was born to rule. When he reached adulthood, Zeus was ready. His strength was unmatched, his wisdom unparalleled, and his sense of justice unshakable. He left the safety of Crete and journeyed back to Mount Olympus, the divine realm he was born to rule. He was ready to confront his father Cronus, ready to challenge the Titans, ready to claim what was rightfully his. His return to Mount Olympus was not a quiet one. Zeus arrived with the force of a storm, his presence impossible to ignore. The Titans may have ruled before, but Zeus was the future. He was ready to fight, ready to wage a war for the control of the cosmos. Thus began the epic battle known as the Titanomachy, where Zeus would fight for control of the cosmos. Victorious in battle, Zeus ascended as the supreme ruler of the cosmos. The heavens and the earth were now under his dominion, and he stood unchallenged on the peak of mighty Mount Olympus. True to his nature, Zeus was a just ruler, dividing the cosmos among his siblings. To Poseidon he gave the seas, while Hades was given the underworld. He himself took the sky, becoming the god of thunder and the sky. His reign was marked by his thunderbolt, a symbol of his ultimate power. With a single strike, he could unleash destruction upon those who dared to cross his path. Yet Zeus was not just a god of wrath. He was also a god of wisdom, justice, and fairness. He watched over the mortal world with a keen eye, ready to intervene when necessary to uphold order and punish the unjust. As a ruler, Zeus was both a god of wrath and a god of wisdom, justice, and fairness. Zeus's love affairs were as legendary as they were controversial. Known for his amorous escapades, Zeus pursued both mortal women and goddesses, his affections leading to a lineage of heroic offspring that would shape the course of Greek mythology. Let's delve into some of these love affairs. Zeus's courtship of Europa, for instance, was a tale filled with intrigue. He transformed himself into a majestic white bull to capture her attention. Overcome by the bull's gentleness, Europa mounted the creature, only to be whisked away across the sea to Crete, where Zeus revealed his true identity. Europa bore Zeus 3 sons, one of whom was Minos, who grew up to become a powerful king of Crete and later a judge of the dead in the underworld. Thus, Zeus's affair with Europa not only gave rise to heroes, but also influenced the realm of the afterlife. Then there was the tale of Zeus and Leda. In this story, Zeus took on the guise of a swan to seduce Leda on the same night she lay with her mortal husband. From this union, 2 eggs were born, giving rise to the twins Castor and Pollux, the beautiful Helen of Troy, and Clytemnestra, the queen of Mycenae. But it wasn't just mortal women who caught Zeus's eye. His relationships with goddesses were equally as complicated. His affair with Leto led to the birth of the twins Apollo and Artemis, 2 of the most influential deities in Greek mythology. Despite the wrath of Hera, Zeus's jealous wife Leto gave birth to her children on the floating island of Delos, providing the world with the god of music and light and the goddess of the hunt and moon. These complex stories of love and desire added to the rich tapestry of Zeus's life. His affairs and the resulting offspring have given us some of the most captivating and enduring tales from Greek mythology, reminding us of the potent and sometimes chaotic force of love. Zeus was more than just a ruler, he was a pivotal player in Greek mythology. His influence was not confined to the realm of gods, but it also extended to the mortal world. A prime example of his intervention was during the Trojan War. From his lofty throne on Mount Olympus, Zeus manipulated the course of this epic conflict, often tipping the scales in favor of the Greeks. But Zeus's role was not limited to pulling the strings of war. He was also the divine arbitrator, presiding over the meetings of gods and goddesses and deciding the fates of mortals. These consultations were a testament to his wisdom, but they also revealed his capricious side. At times, he would let his whims dictate the destiny of mortals, reminding us that even gods are not immune to unpredictability. Zeus's actions, whether wise or capricious, shaped the course of events in the mortal world. Despite his power, Zeus was not without his faults. Just like any other character, Zeus had a darker side. His flaws were as grand as his power, contributing to an ever-present tension on Mount Olympus. One of his most notorious traits was his jealousy. He was known to go to great lengths to protect his status as the king of the gods, often resulting in rash actions and severe consequences. His vengefulness was another significant flaw. Zeus was quick to punish those who defied him, sometimes without considering the full implications of his actions. This impulsiveness often led to conflict and discord among the gods. Finally, the tensions on Olympus were further exacerbated by his tumultuous relationship with his wife and sister Hera. Their union was fraught with strife, largely due to Zeus's infidelity and Hera's resulting jealousy and vengeance. This divine couple's quarrels often had significant impacts on the mortal world below. Even the mightiest of beings had to grapple with their own flaws and limitations. As time passed, Zeus's reign continued, and his domain expanded. His influence was not just limited to the high heavens of Mount Olympus, but extended to the mortal realm and the underworld, reflecting his omnipotent command over the cosmos. Zeus's legacy is woven into countless tales of Greek mythology, from the heroic exploits of Perseus and Hercules to the tragic fate of Prometheus. He was not just a character in these stories, but often the driving force behind them. His actions, decisions, and edicts set the course of events, illustrating his supreme authority. Zeus embodied the forces of nature, reflecting the unpredictable yet structured world in which both gods and mortals lived. His thunderbolt, a symbol of his power, was a constant reminder of his presence and control over the elements. And so, the epic tale of Zeus, the ruler of gods and men, reminds us that power, when wielded wisely, can bring both blessings and curses.